Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to talk about finding farm work and getting visa sponsorship in Canada for 2024. I know many people dream about coming to Canada and working on one of the beautiful farms here, but it's important to understand the reality of visa rules and requirements before making plans. Stick around and I'll explain everything you need to know. Overview of farm work in Canada. Canada has a large agricultural industry across the country, but especially in provinces like Ontario, British Columbia, Quebec, and the Prairie provinces. Farms here grow all kinds of crops and raise livestock. When it's time to plant, maintain, harvest, or process all that food, farms need a lot of workers. The most common jobs on Canadian farms are fruit pickers, vegetable harvesters, farm laborers, equipment operators, and food processing plant workers. The work is often seasonal, ramping up during peak planting and harvest times. Jobs can last for a few weeks or months at a time. Most farm jobs don't require previous experience and provide on-the-job training, but you should be physically fit, able to work long hours outdoors, and have a good work ethic. Challenges of getting visa sponsorship for farm work. Now, here's the reality about visa sponsorship. Most of these farm jobs do not provide work visas or sponsorship to foreign workers. Why is this? Well, the Canadian government has rules in place to protect local workers and prioritize Canadian citizens and permanent residents for jobs first. Farms are only allowed to hire foreign workers through the Temporary Foreign Worker Program when they can't find enough local laborers. There are caps on how many foreign workers they can sponsor. The jobs also don't tend to meet the skill level requirements to qualify for permanent residence programs like Express Entry. Most farm work is considered lower skilled by the National Occupational Classification. So, in summary, most farms do not directly sponsor foreign workers for visas. The path to sponsorship is not straightforward. Let's look at some visa options in more detail. Seasonal Agricultural Worker Program. One main program farms can use to hire foreign workers is the Seasonal Agricultural Worker Program, or SAVIG. This program allows farms to bring in workers from certain countries like Mexico, Jamaica, and Guatemala to fill seasonal jobs. But the SAVIG is an employer-driven program. You can't apply directly as a worker. The farm has to request to hire you. Opportunities are limited, as farms have to show they couldn't find local hires first. Competition is quite high. If you're hired, you can get a work permit for up to 8 months at a time. But farms aren't required to provide a path to permanent residence or sponsor you for future seasons. It's a temporary work program, not for immigration. International Experience Canada. Another program some farm workers have used to come to Canada is International Experience Canada, or IEC. This lets citizens of certain countries travel and work in Canada temporarily. Through IEC, you can apply for a working holiday open work permit. The Young Professionals or International Co-op categories also allow some farm jobs. But again, you need a job offer first. The farm has to offer you a position and provide an employment confirmation letter. The benefit of the IEC is it can open the door to gaining Canadian work experience needed to later qualify for permanent immigration programs. But most IEC permits are only valid for 1 to 2 years. So it's still a temporary status. Provincial Nominee Programs. Some provinces do have Provincial Nominee Program, or PNP streams that allow farm workers to eventually get permanent residence. But these are quite limited. For example, Saskatchewan has a workforce stream for the agri-food industry, including farm workers. But workers need at least 6 months of full-time work experience in Saskatchewan to qualify and get a provincial nomination. So, in reality, PNs don't offer much direct access or sponsorship for foreign farm workers. You'd still need to find an employer willing to hire and keep you for months before qualifying to apply. Best options for gaining visa sponsorship. Given all this, what are some more realistic options for farm workers to gain proper work authorization and legal status in Canada? Here are a few ideas. Apply for the IDC Working Holiday Permit. Then try to get hired by a farm once you arrive in Canada. This gives you open work rights for up to 2 years. Find a farm job in your home country first, then have the employer request you through the SAVIG. This can allow up to 8 months of work in Canada. Work on the farm for at least 6 months, then try to qualify for a provincial nomination through a PNP stream. This can provide a pathway to permanent residence. Consider going to school in Canada first through a study permit, then seek off-campus farm work through the post-graduation work permit program. Getting Canadian credentials and experience can improve your long-term prospects. Apply through Express Entry as a skilled worker, then search for related jobs such as equipment technician, horticulturalist, food inspector, or agriculture manager. These roles are more likely to provide work permits. The key is being flexible and exploring different options, not relying on direct employer sponsorship. With the right strategy, farm work in Canada is still possible. Conclusion: that's a quick overview of the reality of getting visa sponsorship for farm jobs here in Canada. I hope this clarifies what types of work permits are possible and what steps you may need to go through first before being able to work on one of our amazing Canadian farms. Let me know if you have any other questions in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more content about working and living in Canada. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.